Yes, we will start from that. सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। येन धौता गिरः पुंसां विमलैः शब्दवारिभिः तमश्चाज्ञानजं भिन्नं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। नत्वा सरस्वतीं देवीं शुद्धां गुण्यां करोम्यहम् पाणिनीयप्रवेशाय लघुसिद्धान्तकौमुदी। हरि ओम। Yesterday, in last class, we had seen Sukums Shabda Sukums is over. Now next Shabda is Adas. Adas Shabda we have already seen in Pullinga, in Strilinga. Now we will see in the Napunsakalinga. That is the last Shabda from this sutra. Adas. These are the sutras because it is Sarvanama. The Sarvanama Karya will happen. Adas, Dhana, Su will disappear. By some more Napunsakar. Then Adas Sakara will turn into Ru, Ru will turn into Visarga, and we will get form Araha. Adas Dhana Au. Au will be replaced by She. Sutra is
Napumsakasha.
Ada Sakara will turn into Akara. Sutra is Yadari Namaha. The only will remain. Pararupa Ekadesha will happen by Sutra. A plus A. Akarantat Akarat Gune Paratah Pararupam Ekadesha. Now Ada Dhana E here is a long process. This different things will get applied, but eventually we will get Guna Sandhi only. So that is first Yana Sandhi, sorry, Yana no. Guna Sandhi was Prapta, then Prathamayo Purva Savarna was Prapta, then Nadichi, the Nishedha happened of that, and then Yasyeticha, by that This yakara was supposed to get disappeared, but again that that is also the nishedha of that also is done. Then again ad guna is applied and we get ade form. Ade by sutra ad guna. Now one sutra which is very famous for this particular shabda only. Sutra is Meaning of sutra is dakara will get replaced by makara, and whatever is there after dakara will be replaced by ukara. Whatever is there after dakara, if it is raswa swara, then the raswa ukara will come. If it is dirgha swara, dirgha ukara will come. Here, the will get replaced by ma, and a, because it is dirgha u will come. So try this. Form is ready. Others than just little bit bigger prakriya is there. What will happen here? Just will be okay. First, step by step we can go. Sutra is so she adesh will happen to just. Then
Sakara will be replaced by akara.
Correct. Sutra is
Yadadi namaha.
now akara pararupa will take place. Other will remain.
Other E.
Atogune.
Now we have got akaranta anga and sarvanamasthana saudnika pratyaya in front of it. It is napunsakalinga anga, therefore.
And Napunsakalinga.
Yes, napunsakalinga. One agama will happen.
Napunsakasya jalachaha.
Adan will remain. Laptop is working little bit slow, I think. Adan, this anubandhas of num will disappear. Makara and ukara will disappear. Adan, e, this is what we will get. Next karya will happen, that is dakaruttarvarti akara will become dirgha. Sutra is
This is Sarvanamasthana, right?
correct.
Sarvanamasthane chasam buddha.
सर्वनामस्थाने चासं बुद्धौ. नकारान्त अंगस्य उपधा दीर्घः भवति. So that will become dirgha. You get adan e. Now again, this is the time when we can apply. All the other karyas are over. The vibhakti karyas are over. Now the mutva vidhayaka sutra will be applicable. The form we have got adani. The will be replaced by ma. A will be replaced by u. Sutra will be
Adasoder Ser Dadu Domaha.
Adasosir Dadu Domaha Amuni. Same prakriya for Ditya also, no change. We'll go to Tritiya direct. Others. There is no difference in the Prathama and Ditya prakriya. Will disappear by Sumarna Punsakat, and then Sakara will turn into Ru will turn into Visarga by Parvasani Rusarjanya Adha. Others Dhana out out will be replaced by She. Then this whole trail of that Ikara, Purvasavarna, Dirgha, etc. At the end we will get Guna only, and we will get form. After that, Sakara turns into Akara, Akara and Akara, Ato Gune, Ada, E, Adgunaha, Guna takes place, Ade, Dakara turns into Makara, Ekara turns into Dirgha, Ukara by Adasosir Dadgoma, we get form Amu, and same Prakriya as we did for Jas. Others, Shas will be replaced by She, then others Sakara will be replaced by Akara, Dakarottara Akara and Sasthane Agata Akara. The Pararupa Kadesha happens, Ada, E, that's what we get. Num Agama happens by this Napunsakasya Jalachaha, Adan, E, Dakarottarvarte Akara, that is Upadha Akara becomes Dirgha by Sarvanamasthane Chasambuddha, Adan, E, Adani, Dakara turns into Makara, and Akara turns into Dirgha Ukara by Adasosir Dadgoma. We get Amuni, same form, no change. Now, Adas Dhanata here, this is a little bit long prakriya. First, Sakara will turn into Akara by Sutra.
Yadadi
Namaha. Then
Ato Guna.
And here, this Dakara, this Mutva will happen immediately now itself. The other will turn into Amu.
Adasosir Dadu Domaha.
Now, the Adasosir Dadu Domaha is Tripadi Sutra. And there will be Ghi Saudhnya now. Whatever the Ukaranta, Ikaranta, Haswa Ikaranta, Haswa Ukaranta will have Ghi Saudhnya. And based on Ghi Saudhnya, this Ta Pratyay, there are specific karyas which are based on Ghi Saudhnya. One karya is Ta gets replaced by Na, and Ta gets replaced by Ina. Not Ina. Na only for Ghi Saudhnya. Whatever is having Ghi Saudhnya, after that, if there is a Ta Pratyaya, that is replaced by Na. Now, Ango Nastriyam is the Sutra. Now, Ango Nastriyam Sutra is Sapada Saptadhyayastha Sutra. If it is Sapada Saptadhyayastha Sutra, then for him, this Mutva, this Mubhava will be Asiddha. But then there is one Sutra by Maharishi Panini only, Namune Sutra. Sutra says that when it is the case of Na Bhava means this Na Adesha. In that case, consider this Mutva as Siddha. So that's how we have to consider this Mutva as Siddha. Therefore, we applied this, though it is Tripadishta Sutra, we applied. And we are considering this Karya as Siddha for this Na Karya, this Na Bhava Karya. So here, Amu is getting Ghi Saudhnya, Sheshok Jhasaki, Asaki, Saki Shabdam Vada. Yadanyat, Rasvaikaranta, Rasvokaranta, Tasya Ghi Saudhnya. So it is having Ghi Saudhnya. Because it is having Ghi Saudhnya, therefore, Ta Pratyay will be replaced by Na. Sutra is Now again, there is one more sutra. This originally it is Ada, and now Na Bhava has happened because we consider this Mutva Siddha for Angonastriyam and this Sheshobhyasaki also. After having done this, Na has come now. Now taking Na as Nimitta, Yai Pratyahara letter is there in this Na. Yai Pratyahara. So therefore, Supicha Sutra also can be applied. Supicha Sutra says that if Yanyadi Supi Pratyay is there, Yanyadi Supi Pare Adantasya Angasya Dirgha. If there is Yanyadi Sup Pratyay in front of Akaranta Anga, that Akaranta Anga becomes Dirgha. Now this is also Sapadi Saptadhyayistha Sutra. This is from Sapada Saptadhyay Sutra. For this Sutra, whether we should consider this Mu Bhava Siddha or not, so for it also it is Siddha only. Therefore, Supicha Sutra will not be applicable. Because Supicha Sutra will not see Akarantanga. Now, Supicha Sutra will see Ukarantanga. If it is Ukaranta, then Supicha Sutra cannot be applied. So, this Supicha Sutra, though it was supposed to see Ada Na, it will see Amu Na only. It will not see anything different. So, that Namune Sutra tells that Na Bhave Kartavye Krutecha. When you need to do, if there is a need and when you are supposed to do that Na. And, Mutva is Siddha in the case of Na Bhava when we are doing Na. And even after doing Na also that Mutva is Siddha. So after doing Na, that Mutva is Siddha is for Supicha. And while doing Na, Mutva is Siddha for Angonastriyam. So there is no any objection by any sutra, no any other sutra is applicable now. So form is ready. Amuna. Is this form clear?
Yes, Ji.
We will move to the next sutra, next rupa. Adas Dhana Dhyam.
Can you write the number for Angonastriyam?
Yes, Swami.
What is the number?
Angonastriyam 73120. All these sutras which are
So Namune is Asiddha for Angonastriyam.
No, Swamiji. This Namune Sutra is it is Paribhasha Sutra. It is telling that Mu Bhava should be considered as Siddha. Now this sutra is occurring in Tripadi. However, if this also if we consider as Asiddha, then there is no prayojan of Namune Sutra. If like taking if we take it like Namune Sutra, is Tripadi, therefore it is Asiddha, then there is no space for Namune to work anywhere. So this Paribhasha Sutra, we have to take to interpret these two sutras conflict. Angonastriyam and this.
What is that? This Paribhasha Sutra?
This Paribhasha Sutra, we have to take Siddha only. We cannot take it Asiddha. If we consider it
Right,
as a
right.
set, then the prayojana itself will not remain for that sutra. Otherwise, then Paniji would have taken it in the Sapada Saptadhyayi, then only it would have become Siddha. But anyway, it has been taken. Generally, Paribhasha Sutras, no matter where they occur, whether Tripadi or Sapada Saptadhyayi, they will be Siddha. Because they are not doing any karya directly. They are just actually they are there to resolve the conflicts. And many times, most of the times, these conflicts are occurring between this Parasutra, Purva Sutra, Sapada Saptadhyayista Sutra, Tripadi Sutra, and Sapada Saptadhyaya Sutra. Between them only, most of the times, conflicts are there. So for that, this Paribhasha. Paribhasha Sutra is Siddha. Paribhasha Sutra is doing the Siddhi of Mubhava, that is Adasosir Dadudoma. Adasosir Dadudoma is 8 to 18th Sutra. Adasosir Dadudoma is Siddha. The Karya of that Sutra is Siddha for this Angonastriyam. Angonastriyam and this Sheshoghyasakhi for them. The Sheshoghyasakhi we can apply only then when we take that Mutva. Ukarantatva is needed to give the Ghi Saudhnya. So Ukarantatva is possible only if we take the Namune Sutra in the account. Okay, so Namune Sutra should tell. Now, once that Ghi Saudhnya is brought, this Angonastriyam Sutra can be applied. Why this Sutra is required? When we read, we may say that, okay, chalo, first we will apply Parasutra in the Prakriya. Other ta is the situation. Other ta. The will be replaced by ma. A will be replaced by u for us. And it will become amu a. But for Angonastriyam Sutra will see that it is other ta only. It will not see amuta. We are saying amuta, but it will see the other ta. Namune Sutra says that no, Mutva is very much Siddha or will remain Siddha for the this Na Bhava Kartavya. Whenever there is a situation where we are supposed to bring the Na. That's why this Mu Bhava means the Karya of Adasosir Dadu Domaha Sutra is Siddha. Karya of Adasosir Dadu Domaha is Siddha when we are bringing Na in the place of Tritiya Vibhakti Ekvachana Pratyaya. For us, this Amu was already there. For Angonastriyam, it was not becoming Siddha, which is made Siddha by Namune Sutra. Same Sutra again we have to take for this Supicha Sutra. Because Supicha Sutra again will get Nimitta. Supicha Sutra again will not see this Mubhava. If we take that Namune, in the case of Na Pratyaya only, this Na Agama only, if we take Adesha only, if we take that Mutva is Siddha, then Supicha Sutra again will not see this Mutva. So therefore, Kaumudikara has given explanation that no, even after doing this Na Adesha also, Mutva will remain Siddha only for other sutras. So which other sutra is applicable here? Supicha Sutra is the sutra which is possible to get applied. Because this sutra makes this Mutva Siddha for other sutras also, that is Supicha. Supicha Sutra does not come forward to get applied there. Supicha Sutra is applied only when there is Anga Akaranta. Is clear?
Just Supicha number.
Ji, Supicha?
Number?
Yes, Supicha number. Supicha number is not added here. But it is Sapada Saptadhyaya. I will check. 73.102. Here I will write. Should we move to next? Is this clear?
Yes, Ji.
We'll move to the next one. Others dhanabhyam is the situation. Other sakara will turn into akara, bhyam will remain as it is. To bring akara, sutra is yadadi namaha. Pararupadesha will happen by sutra. Atogu. Then adabhyam by sutra.
Supicha.
Adabhyam. Now dakara and akara will be replaced by makara and dirgha ukara. Sutra is
Adaso se dadu domaha.
Amupyam. Same prakriya for all the bhyam pratyayas. Adas dhana bhis now here. Ada this sutra is
Yadadi namaha ato guna supicha adaso ser dadu domaha amodhi.
Ada di supicha. No, not supicha. Here bahuvachane jalyet. Ada will not happen. Ade will happen. Ade this. Bahuvachane jalyet. Now here another sutra will be applicable. Ada susera dadu domaha will not be applied. Da will be replaced by ma, but ekara will be replaced by dirgha i. Sutra is
Eta is bahuvachana.
Eta is bahuvachana. In the case of bahuvachana, ekara is there, that ekara will be replaced by ikara, dirgha ikara, and dakara as it is, it will be replaced by makara. So we will get ami, e. Form is ready. Ami bhi.
Amidhi.
When the anga turns into akaranta, this other sakara turns into akara, and after ato gune, other is here. Though we get akaranta anga, ato bhisa I sutra we do not apply because of the sutra, Nisheda sutra is there, nedamada sorapoho. By that sutra, for idam and others shabda, if there is anga at one point of time becomes akaranta, after that this does not get replaced by ais because of this particular sutra which does the nisheda. Amibhi form. Next is others dhana ne यदादि नामः अद ए अतो गुणे. Here now we have got akaranta anga, other is others which is sarvanama, therefore this ne, that is a, will be replaced by this akaranta sarvanama. Sutra is sarvanamna asmai.
सर्वनाम्नः स्मै.
Now dakara and akara will be replaced by makara and ukara. Adasu ser dadu doma. Now sakara of smai will be replaced by murdanya shakara. By sutra
आदेश प्रत्ययोः
adesha pratyayoh. Form is ready. Smai. Adas dhanabhyam amubhyam adas dhana yes amibhya others dhana amibhya etait bahuvachane sutra we applied, and others dhyan the supicha sutra is applied. Others dhana ngasi here other sakara will be replaced by akara, as is there as it is by sutra
यदादि नामः
yadadi namah. Then other only will remain, this pararupa will take place by sutra ato gune. Now what will happen?
यस्मिन्नः स्मार्ट्स्मिन्.
Other smart signos the a will be replaced
अग्रसेर् दाबिदोमा. अमुष्मात्.
sutra is adesha pratyayoh. Others dhanabhyam amubhyam others धनभ्यस अमीभ्यः अदस धन नस. Here प्रक्रिया is different. First तदादीनामः अतो गुणे us will be replaced by Sya. Sutra is Tang Sinasa
Natsya.
अमो धनस्य अदसोसेर धातु दोमः. Final form is अमुक्य आदेश प्रत्ययोः अदस धन ओस अद अ धन ओस तदादीनामः अद ओस अतो गुणे. Here one sutra will be applied. Ada will turn into ade. Sutra is
Eta
no.
no. Oh.
Ekara will turn into ekara. Kosicha. Now ekara will turn into I. Sutra, Sandhi Sutra.
Echo
जो
Yavaya.
यवा यवा
Echo, yava, yava. Now that is the word. Now dakara and now other susir dadu dono we can apply utva karya. Other amu ya other susir dadu dono. Sakara will turn into ru will turn into visarga, utva visarga, paravasana visarga. Form is ready. Amuyoho. Adas dhana am. Akara will turn into akara. Yadadinamah. Ada dhana am. Ato gune. Now, ada dhana. One agama will happen here. And now, other sarvanama.
सुट 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 आगा
Correct. Sut. By sutra.
आमी सर्वनाम्नः सुट
Ami sarvanamnah sut. The sam is what we get. Now, Dakarottarvarti akara will turn into ekara by sutra.
बहुवचने जगह
बहुवचने जल्य. Now that ekara will turn into ikara and dakara will turn into makara. Sutra.
एत ईद बहुवचने
Eta is bahuvachane. Final form is sa will turn into murdhanya shakara. Amisham. आदेश प्रत्ययो. There is no सप्तमी. Adas dhanani ada akara I yadadi nama ada I ato gune. Now we have got akaranta anga. What will happen? Swin adesha will happen to E. Sutra is
नसिंह
Nasoho. Nasinho. Smatsmino.
Adasmin. Now Mutva will happen. By Sutra. Sakara will turn into Murdhanya Shakara. By Sutra.
Adesha Pratyaya.
Adesha Pratyaya. Adas Dhana Os. Ada a Os. Yadagi Nama. Ada Os. Ato Gune. Are Os. Sutra is
Osicha.
Osicha. Then Adai Os. Echo Yava Yava. Then Amui then Us. By Sutra.
सोचेर दादु दोनों
Others are said that we don't know.
Radu Goma. Amuyo. Rutva Visarga. Garavasanu Visarga. Sasavishuru Garavasanu Visarga. Amuyo. Adas Dhana Sup. Ada Dhana Sup. Yadadi Nama. Then Ato Gune. Next karya will happen. Adesu. Sutra will be
बहुवचने चलिए.
बहुवचने चलिए. Then
Eight eat बहुवचन.
and then form is ready. Murdhanya Shakara will happen by
Adesha Pratyaya.
Here, others shabda in Napunsakalinga is over. And Napunsakalinga, Halanta Napunsakalinga Prakarana is also over of Laghusiddhantakaumudi. Next Prakarana is Avyaya Prakarana. Avyaya Prakarana in so far we have seen the Paniniji's Vyakarana is called Shabdanushasana. Basically, it will deal with the Shabdas, how different Shabdas are framed. Shabdas which are used in the language. So, whatever is the appropriate prakriya or the karya we are supposed to do to those Shabdas in particular situation to be used. All that prakriya, all those rules and agama, adesha, this kalpana is done by Maharshi Paniniji, and according to the form which is sadhya, now we want to do the siddhi of this particular form. So the appropriate prakriya is kalpita by Maharshi Paniniji. So Ramaha is our desired form. So what will be the appropriate adesha, first of all pratyaya, adesha, agama. According to that, all the kalpana is done by Maharshi Paniniji, and the Ramaha, this particular shabda, is sadhita. The siddhi of that shabda is done. Now in different situation, in the sentence, where and how one particular shabda should be used, and what is the prakriya to do the siddhi of that particular shabda, that prakriya is given by Maharshi Paniniji. So the sandhi is tena vyajena, by doing siddhi of these different shabdas, different shabda forms, shabda rupas. Sandhi is inevitable, we require it, so therefore sandhi prakarana is dealt. Whole Karaka Prakarana, Subanta Prakarana, deals with how the different shabdas will get different forms in different vibhaktis. Now vibhakti is again another kalpana done by grammarians only, and that rules for those particular vibhaktis, what will be considered as prathama, dvitiya, tritiya, and when will they be used, in what sense they will be used, that all explanation is given again in the sutras. Again, that is related to the Shabda Siddhi. So, it is therefore called Shabda Anushasana. Now it comes to what are all types of Shabdas are there. One type of Shabda is Subanta. Subanta means Maharshi Paniniji has done the kalpana of different pratyayas. Tadhita pratyaya, Sup pratyaya, Ting pratyaya, Krit pratyaya. Among those pratyayas are Stri pratyaya. This is all kalpana. If we go to some other Vyakarana, we may not find the Su pratyaya for the Prathama Vibhakti Ekvachanam. We may find something else. And even Maharshi Paniniji's Shiksha is there. Is one of the Maharshi Paniniji's text. The Sandhi rules, how we have seen in the sutras, we may not see in the same form. Same Karya Siddhi will be done, but the Niyama will be different. So that is because this all is Kalpana to do the Siddhi of desired form. So there will be different types of Shabdas, and the Siddhi of those different Shabdas is done by these different rules. One type of Shabda is Subanta Shabda, where Maharshi Paniniji has done the Kalpana of Supratyayas, and those all Shabdas will end with these Supratyayas. Another type of Shabdas are Kriyapadas. There is a Kalpana of Dhatu. Maharshi Paniniji has given Dhatu Patha, and all those Dhatus are connected with some kind of Pratyayas. Those Pratyayas are called Ting Pratyayas. Whatever the Shabda which has the meaning, whatever Shabda will end with Ting Pratyaya will be considered as Tinganta. That which we are going to see after this Prakarana. So Subanta is one type of Shabda, Tinganta is one type of Shabda. there is one more type of shabda which does not end with sup or does not end with ting. In language, whatever shabdas are used, in Sanskrit, whatever shabdas are used, are either ending with sup pratyas or are ending with ting pratyas. However, there is third category which does not end with sup or ting. You do not find sup pratyaya or ting pratyaya at the end of them. So what are these shabdas? So these shabdas are actually subantas, but that sup pratyaya disappears due to some reason after them. So in whole language we will find three types of shabdas: subanta, tinganta, avyaya, or subanta, tinganta, and then third category which does not end with sup or ting. So the first is called subanta, second is called tinganta, then third we will call avyaya. Avyaya. Avyaya is actually subanta. However, it loses its sup pratyaya. Therefore, we are considering it as third category. Otherwise, it is a part of subanta only. What is subanta? We have seen so far. Ajanta subanta, halanta subanta, ajanta pullinga subanta, halanta pullinga, halanta ajanta strilinga subanta, ajanta napunsakalinga subanta. Like that we have seen. Now, this is another subanta only kind of subanta, but it does not have subanta when it is used in the language. That subanta is discussed right after subanta prakriya of pullinga, strilinga, napunsakalinga. Because it will not have, okay, one more thing is there for these shabdas, they will not have gender also. So far, all the subanta shabdas were either strilinga, pullinga, or napunsakalinga. Now these shabdas will not have either of these three lingas. They don't have linga. Also, above we have seen that all these shabdas, subanta shabdas, were either ekvachana, dvivachana, or bahuvachana. They were getting these saudnyas also. So the vachana bheda was also possible for subanta shabdas. Again, that vachana bheda is also not possible for avyayas. So for avyayas, the vibhakti pratyas are not possible. Vachana is also not possible, and linga is also not possible. All these three are absent in the case of these shabdas which are covered in this particular category. This category is called avyaya. Now, how there will come the question, because a lot of time I also used to think that how these avyayas are being used. So shabda is this avyaya is nothing but any other kind of shabda. Just a second. This fan is making too much noise. Now this avyaya is any ordinary kind of shabda only. However, all shabdas, when they are categorized, Maharshi Paniniji has given this avyaya saudhnya. Also, Maharshi Paniniji will give various saudhnyas, like Nipada saudhnya also he will give. Avyaya saudhnya is also there, and there are some gati, etc. saudhnyas are there. We are going to focus on avyaya saudhnya. What are all words are getting avyaya saudhnya? That is going to be discussed first. Okay. So first, Maharshi Paniniji will say that, okay, which shabda should be considered as avyaya? That will be discussed here first. Then, how that avyaya will be subanta, how that will get supratyaya, that will be discussed. Then, how it will lose its suprakriya or the supratyaya, that will be discussed. Now, when it is said, Maharshi Paniniji will explain that, okay, this is avyaya, this is avyaya. That time itself, we have to understand that throughout the whole Sanskrit bhasha, whatever we are going to read or speak or write, that shabda is going to remain as it is. For example, this punar, uchchais, nichais, shanais, all these shabdas, just the last letter will go through the prakriya of sandhi. that ruto visarga will happen. The form will remain throughout the language as it is. Nichaihi will remain nichaihi only. Rudhak will remain rudhak. Rute will remain rutak. Yugapat will remain yugapat only. So though we are going to discuss the Subanta Prakriya of this Yugapat, Arat, Rute, Pruthak, Hyas, Shwas, they are not going to change their forms. As this Rama Shabda or Lakshmana Shabda or Rama or this Jnana, these Shabdas have changed their forms. So they will remain as it is. Now, how this Avyaya Saujna is given, so Maharshi Panini ji will give the collection of two different texts, from the two different texts. One collection is already done in Ashtadhyayi itself. In time to time, in different sutras, in different prakarana, Maharshi Panini ji will discuss few shabdas. That particular shabda will be discussed. And whenever that shabda is discussed, with that prakarana, Maharshi Panini ji will say that in this prakarana, whatever shabdas I have discussed, those shabdas should be considered as something. One saujna he will give. In this prakarana, from this sutra to this sutra, or in this adhikara, whatever shabdas I have discussed, those shabdas will get particular saujna, will get particular name. Now, different shabdas will be discussed by Maharshi Panini ji for a different context. Sometimes for sandhi, sometimes for usage, sometimes for dvitva. These are the different reasons for which Maharshi Panini ji will discuss the shabdas. And after having discussed all those shabdas for different things, he will say that in this particular prakarana, whatever shabdas are discussed, those shabdas you name as nipata. Like that he will say. Then, whatever is named that, and then again, some shabdas he will collect in Ganapatha. So he has created Ganapatha, another text, where useful shabdas which are required for particular prakriya or shabdas which will get particular karya, they are collected together and based on their nature they are grouped, and that is called Ganapatha. So Maharshi Panini ji will give collection of the shabdas which are discussed in Ashtadhyayi and shabdas which are mentioned in Ganapatha. Collectively, he will address these shabdas, though they are located in different places. One is in one group of words is located in Ashtadhyayi, which is spread all over the sutras, different sutras, and Ganapatha, where the collection is given. So that collection of shabdas and the shabdas which are spread in Ashtadhyayi, together he will address, and he will say that, okay, now this group and this group, together you call it as Avyaya. That is what he will say. That is what is the first sutra of Avyaya Prakarana is saying. Now all this, the group of shabdas which is discussed in Ganapatha and group of shabdas which are discussed in Ashtadhyayi in different sutras, together are mentioned in first sutra. They are named as Avyaya. Once they are named as Avyaya, there are few more sutras which will give some other things also, some other words also which are not covered by this sutra. They will also be named as Avyaya. And then after this Swaradinipatam, then Krunmejanta, this is for Krit Pratyas, Vatosun Kasuna, Avyayi Bhavascha. These four sutras are giving Avyaya Saujna. And then this sixth sutra is telling that remove the Supratyaya, or the Supratyaya will be disappeared or will disappear after whatever is named as Avyaya. That is what the whole Avyaya Prakarana is, and this is where whole Avyaya Prakarana gets over. It should not take more than one class. I think we will see it in the next class. Should we stop here, Swamiji?
Yeah.
Yes. Solution to Patha. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate
Gacchate.
Purnamidam Purnamidam सर्वमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। हरि ओम स्वामी।
हरि ओम जी।
हरि ओम जी।